All right, welcome back. How you doing? You guys are looking pretty good out there. Racing Ronnie, Todd down in Tennessee, Jake out in Lansing, I guess. I don't. You're gonna have to hit me up with where exactly you're at, Jake. But I'm having fun. Y'all having fun? Feeling better today? Get a little brighter outlook on things after having that nice conference, hour-long phone call with Zach Shanata, the manager at Gingerman. Didn't get all the answers I wanted. You can't have everything in life, can you? But we're recalculating. I told you in one of the videos yesterday, I haven't put them up yet, but I'm going to get them up while I'm listening to the Michigan game later on today. Did you know, being a Michigan fan, I look into things like this. If we had scored 9 more points, 5 more points in one game and 4 points more in the other game, we'd be 10-0 right now instead of 8-2. Can you believe that? 9 points separate us from 10-0, being undefeated, and 9-2. Bunch of freshmen. They're high school kids, man. High school kids. I thought for sure these guys would be 7-5 this year. They'd probably get their rear end kicked massively by this the school down south. I hate them so badly. Not hate, but I do not like their fan base and the way they talk. So moving on, we're recalculating. What do we mean? In the video, we said we were going to go back to the store and get another one of these to make sure we had enough. And then I remembered I bought the only 2 they had. And I bought the only 2 of JB Weld's that they had. So guess what? Guess what I'm going to do? Just take a wild guess. I was going to go up top and pull down the roll of carbon fiber and just cut some ends, loose pieces of carbon, and infuse it into, put both of these things in this clear bucket, squeeze them out, and just put some carbon in there to make up enough, and that'll give it strength. Then I thought, what I'm going to do is squeeze out a full JB, maybe 1.5, into this cup, and then put this whole thing on top and mix it all up real good, and pour it in. It'll probably be too much. We'll just have to see what we got, as we go. We don't want to waste it, but it wasn't all that expensive. They're like $8 or $9 a package. So that's what we're going to do. Because just doing this alone, I think if it says don't use something about. Now this is for gluing stuff together. It isn't for making a solid casting. Bonds to hard plastic, PVC, styrene, acrylic, ceramic, concrete, fiberglass, metal, vinyl, wood. It also says, like I think I showed you this, not recommended for use above 200 degrees. Now, if your water temperature is 135, right, we'll say 140, the back side of that reed cage is exposed to, the raw fuel coming in probably isn't very hot. I'm guessing the reeds in the reed cage probably doesn't get, it's not going to get as hot as the header on the other side of the cylinder for sure, but it does get hot enough, I think, that you can't put your hand on it as soon as you pull in and get out of the car. You can't put your hand right on the motor without burning it. So I think using the JB, straight JB would be the way to go, man. Especially because this is a metal. It's a metal working type of, it's a steel reinforced, right? It's more of a metal based than a plastic based. So just this plastic, I think, might distort from the heat, give us trouble. Again, I still feel we only got one shot at this, so we're going to give ourselves the best opportunity we can. We're not going to go 50-50. We're going to go more JB and enough of this to make it really fluid and liquid, so when we pour it in there, we won't get the air bubbles in it like we did with this one. Right? This one ended up having a couple air bubbles in it and that we had to fix. By the way, we didn't leave well enough alone last night. I went ahead and marked this up and with the paint stick, and then put it all back together, and then went ahead and re-scribed it. So we don't have very much more to go. While this is hardening up, we will finish. We'll put this in the back room, and we'll finish doing the grinding on this, because we're real close. And probably, make sure we got everything all fit up, ready to go. And then we can, because this piece, once it comes out, is going to need a bunch of opening, just like this one is. We may just put the reeds we want to run on this one, and or doctor up the new reeds that are on it right now with a little bit stiffer stiffeners, reed stiffeners. This one is, man, you can hardly bend this thing with your fingers. I mean, it's pretty stout. And I've got a bunch of these things laying around, right? So we can take a reed that maybe it's a little tweaked up. So this one bends real easy. You see that? Bends real easy. It's real soft. A little softer than the reed itself. See, this one's nicked. So we can cut ourselves a gnarly shaped reed like this, stiffener like this one. Maybe two of them. And you know where I'm going. Glue them together, make them real stiff. All we can, and we'll be at that point where we're experimenting, right? This is the reed we want to run. This is a thick reed. Let me see if I can get that for you. I mean, it bends. Sure, you can bend it, but this would be a good bottom reed because it's one piece. It's not split like this one, and it's thick and it's stiff. We're going to use the real thick, stiffener with it to make sure, because that bottom reed, all the way around that oval at terminal velocity, wide open, as fast as that thing is going to rev. I mean, just as fast as the engine will go. At 12,000 revs, that's 200 revolutions per second at 12,000 revs. So, you had 14,000 revs, 250 revs per second, revolutions. One complete revolution, one complete open and closing of the reed per second. 250 times per second. Yeah. So, you really want the heavy stuff. And I've run these heavy reeds. These are the reeds that I got from Carbon Tech that I worked out myself when I got these engines. I told them what I wanted from work that we did with the RS Honda, and we won't get into all that. The difference between an old school 70s, 80s metal reed, an aluminum type of metal reed, to the Boysen fiberglass reeds, to the Boysen two-stage fiberglass reeds, onto the carbon, and of course the V-Force that we used on the Honda, which was a reed cage and reeds all together that were completely different. So we got a little bit of work to do, but I think that's what we'll do. The other reed cage it's come stock standard with the Mondo cart type softer reeds on it, and the reason the Italians use a more medium, this is more of a medium type, let me put you up in the shot, more of a medium type tension reed, is because they're sprint racing. The heavier the reed is, when it gets to a point, it'll hurt your off the corner, it'll hurt your torque and off the corner, but it'll make sure that you're able to run high speed. If it's too thin, man, you'll get through the infield at Daytona really well. You get out on the oval and it's like you're pulling a parachute. It'll just slow down. Because this thing trying to open and close 250 times per second, it's going to wear as well. 30-minute race. We run, the F125 runs in the unlimited race group. The CIK cart also runs in that race group the second day. Actually, both days. But, so there's some classes out there that usually run 45 minutes, like the laydown, and some classes that run 30 minutes. some of the 100cc stuff, the sportsman, the vintage laydowns. Vintage twins, I think, are in that race group. There's 100 controlled, modern day 100cc cars. They run 45 minutes. So I'm guessing there's going to be some kind of instruction from the starter that he'll show a certain flag for the 30-minute guys to get off. Or we're all going to get pimped and we only get a 30-minute race because we're in a 30-minute race group. I don't know. We'll have to wait till we get there to find out. Probably the first. They'll probably wave off the 30-minute supercart guys and whatever, and then we'll get to run the rest of the way. But practice day, no issue. But I do not want to run 28 straight laps with these medium tension reeds. Maybe on the top, but not on the bottom where the crank is. The bottom ones take the most abuse. That's where the most turbulence is. That's where the most violence inside the engine is. And for some reason, that bottom reed always has those corners coming apart before the top has any issue at all. So there you go. Number one in the hole. We're going to open up some JB Weld. We're going to fill this nice clear plastic cup so we can actually see the color of the mix as we go. So we'll probably do one full JB and then one full DevCon and see what it looks like. I mean, if we get this much, I mean, that's going to be probably too much. But we'll work it out one way or the other. We'll figure it out and go from there. Maybe we put full on JB and then just use enough of that to where we think we can do it. I also brought in before I let you go, I was out in a trailer and I brought in a few of these. I like to use these things to bleed brakes. You've seen me do this before. We mount this thing on like a paint stick or a scrap piece of metal that you make brackets out of. Right above our master cylinders here, we'll plug it right into one of those hoses. The higher the better. Just like your CIK brake bleeder. Fill it up with brake fluid, burp all the air out so it's all fluid from the top of this all the way down through the tube and to fill the master. I know now we're turning it into a brake deal, but and then we crack the bleeders with hoses on and gravity bleed, and we'll push all new brake fluid through. But the nice thing about this is it has ounces and milliliters, right? English and metric, which also tells you, I think this will tell you, we've got 1 ounce. That's 2 ounces. So 1 ounce a piece. This here is only 0.8 of an ounce, right? 0.8 fluid ounces, so it's less than an ounce. What we can do now is take this here and put water in it. Well, we don't really want to put water in there. Dang it, Robert, we should have done this ahead of time. Duh. To see how much volume of ounces and milliliters it's going to take to fill it up. But I can tell you right now by looking at it, that ain't 2 ounces, I don't think. But we'll have to see. We'll have to check it out. I should have done my homework yesterday instead of today. Okay, Glenda, Randy, everybody hang in there. It's going to get better. It's going to get better, so we're going to get after it. Talk to you in a bit.